I should have known this was coming. Quicker than expected. I told people the writing was on the wall, and I told y'all this was happening, and I must toot my horn. Toot, toot. Because I told you. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was done. HBO boxing is no more. And the reason why HBO boxing is no more is because of the simple fact HBO boxing played itself. They took a gamble and took a risk. And they wanted to part ways with Al Heyman, part ways with the promoters, part ways with everybody who was making the company go. We've seen it. We've seen it all before. This wasn't just an Al Heyman decision. They did the same thing with Bob Arum and Top Rank. Me and Bob Arum had this conversation, and you heard it in the interviews. The problems with HBO, he basically told you, he's like, you got guys in there who basically they knew nothing about the sport of boxing. They didn't know anything about the sport of boxing. He said we had to trick them into getting fights. Because he said they would initially turn down the first fight we offer. So we'll offer them the B fight first. And they'll turn that down, and then they'll give us the fight that we really wanted for the B fight. He's like, we had to keep doing that just because they want to be the dictators. They wouldn't let the promoters do their job and promote the fights. They wanted to promote it. They want to be matchmakers. Why can't we just do this fight right now? It's like, well, it's not going to make money. But if we build it up, it can make money. So HBO has made an announcement that in 2019, they're not going to do boxing anymore. And they're blaming boxing. Like, they just don't think boxing is sellable or marketable or bringing in subscriptions to HBO. So they don't see a sense of keep putting money to have fights on HBO. It's not boxing, idiot. You let your talent go out of the door. The last fight they got is this Danny Jacobs fight. Then that's it. I told everybody, I said, Canelo's out of his contract. Triple G, out of his contract. Now, HBO can buy, say if Canelo fights Triple G next year. HBO can buy that fight. But there'll be no more boxing after dark. That's over. No more HBO boxing. It is done. It is over. Canelo is with Golden Boy. Golden Boy is either going to do a television deal or they can go on Showtime and do their own big fight deals. See, the problem is this. They tried to go up against Showtime. Showtime had Mayweather. Showtime had all the fights. They decided to stick it out with Top Rank and didn't promote the top ranked fights very well with Terrence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko. They tried to go full Euro and do this Kovalev and Triple G, and they put all their money in the Euro fighters. And they didn't think we were important enough. So you didn't want Floyd. You lost everything else. Well, they wanted Floyd, but they didn't think he was worth the money that Showtime paid. So Showtime, they opened up a whole platform to Floyd and said, we don't want to just put your fights on, Floyd. We're going to go ahead and give you a platform on Showtime to do what you want to do. Well, Roy, he'll be okay. I don't know. Well, Max got ESPN now. And Lampley, he can just go into retirement because I don't want to see Jim Lampley ruin no more fights. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready to cancel HBO. If it wasn't for Silicon Valley, I would have canceled HBO a long time ago, and I still might get rid of HBO. I'll be like, as soon as Silicon over, I'm canceling HBO. That's it. Oh, look, we got a fake Marshall Mathers now. I was wondering when we gonna get one of those. Game of Thrones? Yeah, exactly. I can cancel HBO right now. Now you know Eminem don't you know the first thing about getting on the internet. First, getting on YouTube. One, two, actually making a doggone text. Marshall Mathers would not be in this live chat. Okay? And he definitely wouldn't be saying 313 style. But that's a nice try. Yes, Marshall. Just kick back like this. Want me to just kick back like this? Just kick back, man. I'm kicking back. I'm just kicking back. Welcome, Marshall. Oh man, I was wondering when we gonna get one of them. I was wondering when we were gonna get us a Marshall Mathers in here. Oh man, that's funny. That threw off the whole chat. That threw off the whole chat. I was wondering when we was gonna get it. I was like, man, when we gonna get a Marshall Mathers around here? Alright, let me see. I gotta add all these numbers up. 5,000. Okay, that's not the number. Okay, this is the correct. That's the 3,000 number. Let me make sure that these numbers are correct. But yeah, boxing on HBO is definitely done. And this is the thing. They wanted to take control away from Al Heyman. When they made their best profits, they had Al Heyman. Al Heyman was bringing the fights. Al Heyman had them with Adrian Broner. They would have Marcos Madonna, Floyd Mayweather. Look how fast they fell. Then he came out with the PBC. Then 2 years ago, what they tell you about the PBC, right? The PBC is dead. PBC came out in 2015/16. I'll race you for pinks. Yeah, where's my man's at with that picture? He had the photo and everything. I'll race you for pinks. Bye, Marshall guy. Hey, don't forget, you the real Marshall. Click the link in the description box and leave us a donation, real Marshall. Then I believe you, Marshall. And I'll forgive you for using us as your stepping stone. But no, Al Heyman had all the talent there. Leo Santa Cruz, that's his fighter. And I'm your Stan. Well, hey, it's just the way I am. Yeah. Slaughterhouse, a D12. What's the name of your band? Oh, yes, I was right again, Arturo X. I'm always right. Next time, make sure you bring my snare. I'm always right. Bear with me. Don't you mean snare with me? Oh, man. Anyway, I think that all of the ego got in the way. With Tavern and everybody at HBO, they had a revolving door. They brought in Ken Hurstman, and they had no direction of what they wanted to do. They kept trying to control the narratives. So the playing fields always change. Every time Al Heyman tried to make a fight happen, they tried to come up with a way. They tried to come up with a way to take him down. So when he got the PBC, you know what they said? PBC is gonna die. No one's gonna watch the PBC. Their ratings suck. The PBC is garbage. I know. Thank you, Willie D. I felt the same way. Thank you, Mr. Fudge. So, the next thing you know, you got the tables turning. And when the tables are turning, I believe so. I believe the Anthony Joshua Wilder fight is going to be Showtime exclusively. I don't think HBO is going to have it to broadcast. I don't know if that's going to be theirs to broadcast, period, anymore. Because I don't think Wilder's there. Now that they got the zone. You know, everybody's doing their own thing because HBO is dead in the waters. And the reason why they're dead in the water is the ego. They didn't want to work with everybody. They wanted to control the narratives. They thought the PBC was gonna fail and everything else. Remember in 2016 what they were saying? PBC is out of money. They're broke. All that $500 million from the fund, now they're broke. They're getting the money cut off. And I'm like, they have no dates. Right now, PBC has no fight dates on TV. What do you say about that now? We're in 2018. Where are we at now? PBC looking better than ever to me. Don't look like they're out of business. But HBO's out of business. Don't mess with Al Heyman. It's not a very healthy idea. Okay, what we got? That's it. That's the number. Okay, clear that out. Now we gotta do these numbers. Now we only can do this up for 6 months. So 209. But my thing is, HBO had a great run. They were the leaders of sports for years. And for this to happen, it's almost disgraceful what has happened to HBO boxing. And the fact that they trying to blame boxing for the reason that this happened. When this has nothing to do with boxing whatsoever. This has something to do with HBO trying to be the dictators to the promoters. They wanted to be the ones to tell them what was what. And now, you see, that's what's what. Now you're bankrupt. Now think about all the great history that was on HBO. All those great fights. Hearns, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard. Trinidad, all Tito Trinidad fights that we seen once he got like superstardom. You know? Oh, Sean called me immediately. I tried to tell him this morning that this was finna happen. He didn't want to answer my call. And he was like, I'm at work. I'll call him later. Next thing you know, he found out. He called me. I'm like, I knew this morning. All right, here's the new number. 1,257.21. Whew. Man. I'm over here paying all this money in taxes right now. It's crazy. Crazy. So what is your favorite fight on HBO? I know the Prince Ahmed, all those fights. Yeah, I pay taxes. I don't want to go to jail. Well, that's one thing. You can get money back from taxes 1 year, and then the next year they come to get it back. That's when it ain't fun. Well, I do owe. I'll tell you that much. Next year I won't. My thing is not to owe so much. Oh, shoot. One, two. So, here's the thing though. Like next year, now that they out of boxing, what they really put themselves out of is the smaller fight category. Like you won't see them do a HBO boxing after dark anymore. The only thing you're gonna see from them now is like a HBO. Like if they buy a fight, they'll just buy the big event. Say if it's a pay-per-view, HBO will be like, we'll do a pay-per-view fight. If Canelo wants to fight Triple G again, we know we're gonna get big money for those fights. We'll bring that fight back together. But them trying to go up against Showtime, they were getting killed. It was doing nothing for their subscriptions. And they're basically like, why are we going to pay this budget to have boxing back on and nobody's really buying it? Well, Al Heyman outlasted all these guys who thought he was going to be taken down. Al showed them. For Okay. 4, 3. Son of a itch. I know they had Don Kane there. Don was putting the shows together. Billy Joe Saunders tested positive today. Then you got Don King. Well, you know, the prognosticators, they don't want me to have any type of things to do to promote the fights on HBO because they don't want me. They rather have some cracker come over there and let them put on the fights and let them take all the glory away from all the African Americans and all the brothers. You see, they got the Rambos, but they forgot about the Sambos. Only in America. Still the greatest country in the world, even though they racist and whip us down in chains and keep us locked up and don't want us to have any ownership. But it's the greatest country in the world, only in America. Now I gotta come back here again? Really? Okay, let's see where we at. $4,374.04. That's what I got. Well, that's the details, man. I mean, that's it. No more HBO. Handling business, man. Would I take a Netflix deal and chill? Absolutely, your boy right here will. I just did that. Now I gotta tackle phone and other expenses. Woo. People don't know how hard this is. This is hard. But I never had to do it like this again. Health insurance. Let's tackle health insurance. I got that done. Where's my health insurance? Health insurance. Health insurance. Where's the health insurance? There it is. $5,000. Because I'm a very healthy boy. $5,590. Let's get that done. Go Cubs, go. And go Warriors. I believe she'll try to get a hit on me before she do it with Cardi. The only hit she gonna try to get on Cardi is a hit record, which she ain't gonna get. She ain't gonna get neither one. Now, wait a minute. 5,590. 590.63 cents. I want every coin. Enter. HBO leaving a sinking ship. No, they blamed boxing. That's what ticked me off. Is that they blame boxing. It's like, how you gonna blame boxing when you're the ones that's responsible? You're the one that's responsible. So how you gonna sit there and blame? You gonna sit there and put the blame on you gonna sit there and put the blame on boxing. Boxing's just not bringing us subscribers no more. Boxing didn't stop bringing you subscribers. You know what happened? You stopped giving the people what they wanted to see. You thought you were bigger than the fights. People cared about the logo of HBO rather than the actual fighters. You were so big and bold, stuck your chest out and said, we are HBO. We ain't gonna pay that price. Al Heyman didn't need you. You thought Al Heyman was crazy. Ha ha ha, this silly Negro thinks that he's bigger than us. We're HBO. We've been here forever. We've been running this thing forever. Ha ha. HBO Boxing, you need us. We are the platform. Al Heyman was like, all right. Okay. I'll bring boxing back to regular TV. And I'll go over to Showtime. I'll rule it all. And he did. You start paying people real money, and you start seeing what happened. Quiet as kept. He run the UFC too. And what happened? They lied to lie, tell that the man tried to destroy all the boxing deals. PBC's going broke. They spent all the money trying to sabotage him through a smear campaign. Kept smearing on his name, running his name in the mud. Al Heyman did this. Al Heyman did that. All Al Heyman did was collect a check. Al Heyman going broke. Then they investigated. They found out that fund is worth billions. That 500-something million they took out of that fund, that's not even scratching the surface. He got a piggy bank to play with. He had 500 million just to play with. And you talking about your little what, 80, 90 million dollar budget? He got 500 million to play with. So that means he's paying for everything. Now, all he got to do is sell whatever he want. You want your advertisers? Y'all want to get spots? Give me your money. I already didn't pay for everything else. I'll pay for it itself. That's a boss. Y'all laughed when I told you that man was a billionaire. You laugh. I said Al Heyman's a billionaire. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all, they think this silly Negro got billions of dollars. Al Heyman got billions. Billions. He's a billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire. He was a multi-millionaire in the 80s. Why do you think this man is involved in a billion? He's involved in $1 billion fund. You think somebody gonna give Al Heyman $500 million to play with and don't care about it if Al Heyman spends all $500 million? He'll just get 500 more. He's Al Heyman. This dude don't care about that money. Y'all didn't know he had access to that much money till y'all saw them digging up the reports and they saw the Waddle funds and everything else, because Al know how to keep his name off stuff. Anybody who have the power to have their whole photograph removed from the internet. Stop lying, Frank. But I hope you do for yourself. You see, when y'all talk about Floyd, Al is the guy that signs the checks. Did you forget I was there when Al gave Floyd a check? They were like, Golden Boy writes his check. Al was Golden Boy. Al writes that check. Know what you thought. Al ran the company. Al did this. Al did everything. Yeah, I know Oscar De La Hoya wish he had Al right now. They barely keeping the lights on. Meanwhile, they got all the fights you want to see. The Danny Garcias, the Sean Porter, they got the whole welterweight division. They got the whole boxing world on lock. Vince is a billionaire. In wealth, but not liquid. So long, HBO. And Lampley, happy retirement. You and Larry could go fishing. And Max, now you don't have to bootlick and kiss up no more. There's always work at the post office. I'm out.